Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chatter Squadron, your weekly dose of Star Wars fun and positivity. My name is Tyler Bucks.
And my name is Logan Hansaker. What is up, you rebel scum?
Yeah, I came at you guys with a change of tempo this week.
Perfect.
So far, so good with the internet. We're going to see how that goes. Hopefully, Emperor Palpatine won't attack us. As you see on the screen, we are covering some really cool things today, which is apparently the Mandalorian cast was told a different Jedi was coming to save Grogu at the end there.
Ooh.
And we will show you some new set photos from Andor, plus This Week in Star Wars History. No, I'm not going to do the echo. You have to stay to the end of the show to have the full effect.
Logan, wait for the echo.
Tell them how they can win the art that's behind us.
You can win the art that is behind us, which is titled Bounty Acquired by artist Lucas Durham, by commenting on any of our streams this month. We are in the month of April, I believe.
Thank you. As a good reminder for people, just in case they forgot.
It's a good reminder for myself. Sometimes I do not know. So anytime throughout the month of April, comment on any of our streams, and you can be entered in for a chance to win Bounty Acquired by Lucas Durham from Acme Archives Direct, baby.
Lucasfilm licensed art and everything. You get a certificate of authenticity. Yes, that was not the certificate for that one, but hey, who's reading?
Couldn't find it, did it quick. Couldn't see it anyways.
We're not going to throw everything all over the place, but that was a certificate of authenticity for an past month, which was won by, I believe that was Rick Villanueva. His art's coming. Same with Commodore Marroquin's art is coming soon too. Acme Archives Direct can get you art basically anywhere in the world, and they don't just have Star Wars, so go ahead and check out their website. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/chatter squadron. Rise the ranks. There's a bunch of stuff that you get, not blown out eardrums from Logan punching our microphone. What are some of the things that people can get, Logan?
Oh, what can we get? We got a Discord.
Yes,
we have show notes.
Oh, we do.
Many other things, but one of the things is a shout out on our live show every week at the Commodore level.
Yes, so we would like to thank Commodore Marroquin,
Commodore
Rayside,
and Commodore Benti.
So get over there, become a Commodore, and get a shout out every single week.
I can punch the mic every week.
Is there anything else we need to talk about?
For the show, I think there is. We're right at the beginning, Ty.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Let's move on to the first story then about Katie Sackhoff. So in a recent stream for charity with our good friends at Star Wars Explained, she kind of gave a behind the scenes tidbit. And what was this stream for again, Logan?
It was an AMFAR charity stream, which is a recognition of National Youth HIV and AIDS awareness with the AMFAR Gaming Series. And AMFAR is one of the world's leading nonprofit organizations dedicated to support HIV research, prevention, treatment, and advocacy. And I had a little bit of underscoring, which was nice. Thank you for that.
Another potential spam phone call, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, they're cutting in when people are talking about a very serious stream about supporting HIV. So
they didn't want that. They didn't want that to get out. Don't answer that call ever.
No way, Jose.
I don't trust him.
But yeah, so this is what Katie was talking about. Luke did show up in the last episode of season 2 of The Mandalorian. Spoiler alert. I'm very sorry about that. Yeah, I guess we should say that to start off. Spoilers for season 2 of The Mandalorian. But of course, it wasn't actually Mark Hamill on the set. It was a Jedi stunt double. But just who did the cast of The Mandalorian actually think was wielding the lightsaber and rescuing Grogu when the scene was shot? Well, it turns out that the producers of the show told them it was actually a totally different Jedi from canon. What are you laughing about, Giggles?
Was the stunt double a Jedi? That's what it made it. When you said that, I was like, wow.
A Jedi stunt double.
And they didn't even...
They have a real one.
And they're like, you know what? He's just the stunt double. That makes sense.
That was a real lightsaber.
Yeah, he could do all the flipping and using the Force.
Well, if you remember, we were talking about when that episode came out and trying to see like, oh, who played Luke and everything, and it was some Jedi stunt double or whatever they called him, but also that was Bib Fortuna. That's where we saw that Bib Fortuna had a stunt double.
Oh, that's right,
in the credits and everything. And we were like, oh, what did number one, where was Bib Fortuna in the episode? And number two, what did he do? And we were making jokes about like when they were just kind of having that meeting in the bar and they had that little scuffle, you just have Bib Fortuna doing like cartwheels in the background.
Just to use them?
Just so they're like, they got this guy in a bunch of makeup. So.
Right. Well, it's as if they like, he's gonna do like a bigger, more involved scene.
Yeah.
So they had the stunt double on hold, and they're like, well, actually, he's just fallen out of a chair, so we got to make him do something. They just added it in the
because that was the thing too. It's like, what the heck was Bib Fortuna doing? And then we see him in the Book of Boba like teaser, and he just rolls off of a chair.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was revealed by none other than Bo-Katan herself, actress Katie Sackhoff. This was during, like we said before, a charity live stream with Star Wars Explained, who are our biggest fans. They are subscribed to us, so hopefully you guys are watching Star Wars Explained. As it turns out, the cast of The Mandalorian all believe the Jedi coming to answer Grogu's call wasn't actually Luke. They were all told it was Plo Koon. Very interesting. Now, for the less hardcore Star Wars fans out there, not familiar with that name, Plo Koon was one of the main Jedi Masters serving the Republic during the prequel era.
Right.
Notably, he died on screen, though.
Yeah, and that's what I was. The first thing that came to mind is like, because there was plenty of Jedi that died off screen.
Yeah.
Even that's the big thing now. Mace Windu, he technically died on screen, but not really.
Yeah.
And people, that's even kind of, did he? Could he have survived the fall? But Plo Koon, like, we watched
him blow up.
We watched it. Yeah,
he's probably one of the most, other than like Coyote Mundi, I would say, in like that big string that you really, really see like the death blows happen to. Because even with Aayla Secura, who gets killed under a leaf, you don't necessarily see it happen, but man, she gets killed for sure under that leaf.
I think you do see it happen.
The like whole battalion is like, all right, let's overheat these blasters on this Jedi. We can't be too sure.
Right. Yeah, you can never be too sure.
He was Plo Koon was a recurring animated character in the Clone Wars series and a mentor to Ahsoka. First appearing in live action, he shows up originally during the prequel era. He was a member of the Jedi Council on the in the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, and we saw him meet his end during Order 66 and Revenge of the Sith. Notably, actually, Plo Koon is who found Ahsoka Tano,
right,
and brought her to the Jedi Temple to be trained. Katie makes a joke at her own expense during the live stream, saying that she was gullible for believing it, but we can hardly blame her. After all, she just acted in a season where the long dead Boba Fett sprung back to life. Stranger resurrections have already occurred in a galaxy far, far away. Just ask
like Maul,
Palpatine. Well, all the people who seem to come back to life are dark side or evil people.
Right. They get revived through the hatred. I wonder how Plo Koon would have come back. I think I would have believed that as well, just out of optimism, because I love Plo Koon.
Right. Well, my thought with that too was the person, the stunt double Jedi,
the real Jedi,
was he not wearing Luke's clothes?
Yeah, I know. Well, okay, I think what I took from it, just
because the minute I saw his belt buckle, I'm like, that's Luke.
Yeah. Because that's funny too. It's like you have this whole, the Jedi who's a stunt double, by day, and Jedi by night, apparently. But he's dressed exactly like Luke, and he even kind of like looks a little bit like Luke.
Yeah.
But they're still like Plo Koon, like they're still like, yeah, that's definitely they're gonna do some CGI. They're gonna bring the mask in, because even that, I'm sure with the character of Plo Koon in the prequels.
Yeah,
I'm sure there was a little bit of CGI, but you had to have done something in live action as well to go along with that. You know what I mean? Like some sort of like robe, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I believe it was all prosthetics that he was wearing in the actual live action. But of course, you never know what they're going to do in the movies. But I do find it interesting, especially because of her being so lax in the sense of like, yeah, I know it. I was very gullible for believing it, but oh well, that's the case. That's what they said. The question I'm going to ask people is, did you like Luke's inclusion in The Mandalorian? So feel free to put that in the comments for a chance to win the art, like we mentioned before. But the thing about it is, I find it interesting that it was that much of a secret.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of a big thing to keep a secret. And I think it's necessary. I think it's a good idea for them to not just say, hey, everybody, this is who's playing Luke.
Right.
Because of just the sound people, the catering people, whatever else, that's just Jedi stunt double. That way it's not just like blatant in front of everybody's eyes that like, oh, Luke is going to be back.
Right.
Because if anybody catches wind of that, that's very easy to mention.
That's a big thing that could get out and kind of like, I don't know. I never think that it quote unquote like ruins things, when you know about them before.
Yeah.
Let's say it did get out.
Right.
Let's say they told him it was Luke and it did get out. I think people still would have been incredibly excited and pumped when we see Luke, when we see that scene.
Mm-hmm.
But I do understand keeping it under wraps. And I like that, like what you said, it is a very big detail that they were able to keep under wraps.
Yeah.
And I think that is, I don't know. I like surprises.
Mm-hmm.
I never opened my Christmas presents early, I never went looking in the closet.
I've never opened my Christmas presents.
Ever.
Every surprise I've ever had, just kept it a surprise.
Yeah, they're all still, they're over there actually in the corner.
The things you can imagine, so much better than the things I probably would have gotten.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Pokemon Silver, is that better? Or a bar of platinum that can pay for my college?
That's true.
So I'm hoping that's over there somewhere.
And right now.
You're looking at the pile, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I am.
Yeah, that one that's shaped like a bike, I'm hoping that's a horse.
Yeah, a rocking horse.
So here's something I want to say when it comes to being surprised. That was an actual surprise for me, was the Luke thing.
Oh, yeah.
I can't tell you how many things are spoiled for me just because of the fact that, number one, I work a day job, so I can't watch the shows right when they come out.
Right.
Number two, I manage big Star Wars pages and groups.
Right.
So my news feed is just full of that type of
You
stuff.
see everything that comes
Right.
through.
So anytime I even pull up Facebook to even then go to messages, because I usually just sit on messages and just converse with people. Even if I'm there, you got your news feed and something can pop up like that. Cobb Vanth being Boba Fett was spoiled.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, that was great. And so a bunch of stuff
that
like that. And it's still happening for Winter Soldier and
last week.
Falcon. Yeah. Oh, last week. Yeah.
You said that.
And the thing about it is this was one that was an actual surprise. And I'm happy about that because I was able to mark out for once. I was able to get up off of my seat and be like, oh my gosh, because of the fact, like, listen, like I want to see what people thought of the inclusion of Luke and if they enjoyed it. But for me, my excitement was something happened that I didn't know was going to happen at the beginning.
Right. That in itself was exciting.
I was
It didn't matter
excited
who it was.
I was excited to finally see something that I didn't know was going to happen, or at least have a clue was going to happen at the beginning.
Right. I think we might have discussed this on a previous episode, but I guess I'll bring it back up of at what point did you know in your heart, get really deep with it, that it was
I love
Luke?
you.
Yeah. When did you know that you loved me? No. When did you know that it was Luke in that scene?
Well, first off, I knew it was stunt double Jedi.
Oh, right.
I could just tell. I mean, his footwork. I've seen him in every single Star Wars movie as stunt double Jedi.
He always is this. Every time there's a stunt double for a Jedi, it's him. An actual Jedi.
Yeah, George is two things. He loves special effects and extremely practical. And when he's like, I don't like the wires thing or like, crash pads or anything like that. I want someone who can actually do this stuff.
Yeah, he hates green screens, I heard.
No, he loves green screens.
Okay.
But he hates like all the rigging and like different people, stunt people, all this. So he just has one guy, stunt double Jedi.
Do you think that was stunt double Jedi? Was that the THX stunt double? And that's how he didn't get hurt?
That makes sense.
That's how he got so much air?
How he crashed and was able to survive.
The bike didn't actually smash his head. He just kind of
stopped it with his
right
his face.
Yeah.
What I knew it was him, I got the inkling when it was just one X-Wing that flew in, and that started my brain going of like, okay, could they be doing Luke? That was the first question. It wasn't, oh, it's Luke. It's, could they be doing Luke, or could this be somebody else?
Right.
And then he's this, has this black cloak and everything, and I'm like, okay, it's Luke. That's when I knew. But it was just having one, I knew it was a little too epic for it to just be like, hey, it's me. It's Wedge Antilles.
Right.
And I just have a blaster and I know exactly where to shoot these freaking troopers.
Right between the eyes.
Right between the eyes. You just kill them with confidence.
Right.
That's how you shut down these battle droids.
He just shows up and starts complimenting all of them, and they're just like powering down.
Too nice of a guy.
Do not hurt. Too kind.
Too cool.
That's how they talk. I think I knew it. I say I think I knew it the whole time. Like as soon as, like you said, the one X-wing. As soon as
we
it
got a
pulled
cool
up-
guy over here.
No. And I only say that because I was watching with my older brother and my dad.
Oh yeah, this
And
was funny.
they were just like totally opposite. I was like, guys, like especially when he's going down the hallway, going down
the hallway.
especially when he's going down the hallway and you have the green saber, the cloak. I don't even know if you saw the belt at that point, but
Right.
that was a huge giveaway. And they even kept both. They're like, no, it looks like a female. Like it looks like they were convinced that it was like hey, how are you guys seeing this? Like that's Luke. Like that's 100% Luke. Like even if it's not the act, even if it was Mark Hamill,
Yeah.
that's the character
Yeah.
of Luke. So that was funny.
If I was there, I would have been like, that's Stunt Double Jedi.
That's Stunt Double Jedi.
Rick has a great thought of who it could have been. It was Jedi Undar Raps.
Nice.
Much like Emma Gundai.
Yeah.
Great Jedi.
We know I'm
name
great
there.
with names.
Dale said he thought it could have been Urza, Ahsoka, Luke, Cal as a possibility. Also, Mace Windu was a vote. I said Ezra, right?
I thought you said Urza.
Did I say Urza? I'm thinking too much of Magic the Gathering right now. I'm not even kidding.
Oh,
Ezra, everybody. It's Ezra. But yeah, that I thought Cal maybe.
Yeah.
But when he had a green lightsaber, I was like, nah. Because like I said, I was split off and on until I was like 100% sure. But seeing just this person kind of mow people down, it would have been interesting if they did that, like kind of dress Cal looking like Luke a little bit. But if he had a blue lightsaber, I would have been like, okay, I don't know if this is Luke.
Yeah.
But it might be somebody else.
Cal would have been cool. We discussed that a little bit before, talking about, I don't know if it was after the reveal or before. I don't know. I don't want to give us too much credit and say it was before. But we were talking about how cool it would have been Cal, because it's like the first video game, live action, same actor kind of thing, crossover. Maybe it's not. Now that I'm saying it, there might have been another crossover before that. I don't know if it would have been the first, but it would have been a cool one. Okay.
Yeah. The thing about it is, I think Cal, we are definitely going to see him. I don't know if we're going to see him until a couple more games of him.
Yeah.
Because if we see him too early, like if we saw him in the end of The Mandalorian, and then they make another not Force, what was it called? Jedi Fallen Order game. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, number one, we know Cal lives. Number two, we know he doesn't get injured too much in any, major way. And number three, we know he's alive and kicking, looking for new Jedi still,
right.
That kind of just sets in stone where he is at that point. Not too crazy, because you can always write around that stuff.
Right.
But at the same time, it's just like, this is like a brand new character, and you just jump like 10, 15 years or whatever in the future to show him like, yep, he's still around and doing everything.
Right. It would be, I think it would, like you said, be much more beneficial to give it a few games or even one more game and kind of get that hype going.
Yeah.
Similar to what they did with Ahsoka.
And then to the question, did you like Luke's inclusion? Jonathan Marroquin said he totally did. I'll say that too. I do like the inclusion of Luke. It was very epic, I will say. And it also, I believe, and this is the truth, that it leads a lot of credence to his character in The Last Jedi, talking about himself as the legend of Luke Skywalker.
Right.
Like, oh, I was Luke Skywalker. I was a legend. And then he even says, what did you expect me to do? Face down the entire First Order with just myself and my laser sword?
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I tried that, and it didn't last long.
No.
And now we see him right after Return of the Jedi doing exactly that thing.
Right.
And eventually that all gets stripped away from him. But this is exactly what he's talking about. Like, no, I was a legend. I was this, really cool guy.
That's a good point too, because I think when The Last Jedi,
I think that's the exact quote. I was a really cool guy.
I was a really cool guy. Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah.
In The Last Jedi, that is a Luke Skywalker quote. You're right. Thanks for bringing that up. no, that's a good point. It made him seem in The Last Jedi. I think everyone got a little more of like a cynical vibe of oh, what do you expect me to do this? Like, and they're like, well, he's not even trying. And you're right. This kind of did show like he did all that years ago. He was all gung ho about it. Like, I am going to take him on by myself and did. But there's always going to be someone else that kind of takes over
Yeah.
in the, in the dark. It's like, yeah, he could beat all of them,
Right.
but someone's going to keep coming.
There's a breaking point for everybody, like us, when our internet would go down the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's my breaking point.
So update about the internet. Actually, I do have new internet. I do have a new cell phone provider, all of that stuff. But of
That's
course,
what the spam call was for.
they did not get me the new modem and everything in time for this week's stream. So if there are issues in the stream, F's in the chat for that. But we'll have it next week. Like I said, though, I promised you guys. I apologize. I technically do have new internet.
Yeah.
It's just not here yet.
You have two. You're going on two different internet providers.
Let me tell you how awesome I am.
Yeah,
I got
living large.
Got two internet, like just stuff that doesn't actually help that much.
Oh, you guys only have one internet provider? That's weird. I have two. It's like, how does that help you?
That is weird that you have two.
Yeah, that is weird.
I don't know if that helps at all.
And now we're saying that it can't go down when we have two.
What is going up are pictures of the new Andor set. And
talk about keeping things under wraps.
Right.
Andor.
Right. We've seen so much more stuff going on for the Andor set than we've seen for basically anything ever.
I think at this point we could probably tell you what the
synopsis
what
is.
the Andor show is going to be only by pictures.
So yeah, this is from our good friends at cultureslate.com. They said Andor set photos reveal Krennic-looking Imperial uniforms. Now, it appears that set photos for the series have made their way onto the internet. The following images and tweets come from Twitter user David in the Fork one. There's no E at the end of Force, so it's just Fork.
Right.
So let's take a quick...
That's not...
Huh?
I don't know if that's how language works.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the tweet that he put up there, David in the Fork. So you can kind of see, I'm going to get rid of the banner there. You can kind of see, let's see, where would I be? Right there is what they're talking about for those white kind of Krennic-looking Imperial uniforms. And there's several other pictures, but we just have one more that kind of gives you a good idea of what the set looks like. So it looks like they're filming someplace practical.
Yeah.
Like someplace that does look very Star Warsy. And then there you go. You got the green screens in the background. I love the costuming of these people, actually. I thought they were just normal people.
Right.
But when I looked closely to the pictures, they are like kind of wintry Star Wars bundled up.
Especially the people that are closest on the end there.
Yeah.
Looking very cool.
And that's something that they did in Rogue One, actually, had people, not people, they filmed I believe a train station and other practical places for the inside of Scarif,
right?
That base. So it looks like they're keeping up with the kind of real looking pictures and everything. So the question or not the question, this is what they were saying, our friends at Culture Slate. Again, they pointed out a great detail. Notice how in the background we see Imperial sporting uniforms akin to that worn by Orson Krennic in Rogue One. Given the distance, it's difficult to make out the faces of the Imperials to see whether either of them are Ben Mendelsohn himself reprising the role of Orson Krennic. Now, Krennic did have a really unique looking white Imperial uniform. So could these imps be other people who could have worked under him or possibly just other directors of projects? The question I wanted to answer for sure for myself was, what do these white uniforms mean?
Right.
I found the answer to that in a place everyone would think to look, which is the Rogue One Ultimate Sticker Encyclopedia. In a section featuring Krennic, it says this about his uniform: white uniform worn as part of advanced weapons research for the Imperial military. So we were kind of talking about this last night on, if we thought that this was going to be anything to do with Krennic. And I think we had a kind of cool idea about why these people might be working on the same kind of advanced project, is because when we see Cassian, he is trying to find info on the Death Star.
Right.
That's like the first thing we see with Andor. And with Cassian Andor, and he kills the informant and everything, and that's that first scene.
Right.
So what if this whole series is him tailing a lot of these advanced weapons specialists and stuff, and trying to find out where they're going and what they're doing, some interrogation scenes, all that type of stuff. I want to see one of those white suits get a little blood on it, to be honest.
Yeah, kind of similar to like the Force Awakens on the stormtrooper
Mhm.
helmet, the blood on the white. I think they might. If I was going to make a prediction or speculation or
Yeah.
what have you, I would say that it would probably start with them not directly looking for the, what does it say, advanced weapons research
Mhm.
for the Imperial Army. I think they're going to be on some sort of other, maybe smaller mission
Mhm.
for the rebellion,
Yeah.
and in turn kind of stumble across these plans for the Death Star. And that, you know what I'm saying? Like they kind of stumble across it, and that's what kind of leads them to, like you said, tailing the group, whether it is Krennic himself or it's just the team
Right.
that is working around rebuilding the Death Star, or building the Death Star,
Right.
and putting all that technology together. I don't think they would have been like, oh, let's find out what these people are doing. This special team. I think they're doing something. I think it is going to be much more natural, like that. They're trying to find some sort of information,
Yeah.
and this is what then they kind of unravel this whole bigger thing of like, oh wow, this is the bigger plan, and that is what we will slowly see. But I think you're right. I think it will kind of end up with them kind of tailing these people and trying to get that information, leading us right up to, like you said, the start of Rogue One.
hmm and that's a question, or not a question. I'm seeing both Rick saying ISB uniforms, and also Captain Rick is saying that, and Commodore Chad Benty is saying ISB agents wear white uniforms as well.
Interesting.
But that was a big thing that I was trying to figure out is why was Krennic? Why did he wear white uniforms?
Right.
And or a white uniform. I mean, I'm sure he wore several.
Right. He just has. They only give him the one. It's like you got to wash it
Right, exactly.
every night.
And then because of that, I was able to see that they, if you're a part of the advanced weapons, whatever, I already forget what I said.
Advanced weapons research for the Imperial military.
Thank you. So I think that might be a more cohesive connection between Andor in this time period as well as Andor in this show.
Right.
Here's go ahead.
I was just saying I think it's gonna kind of be one of those like they don't know what they're getting into type of deals, because that's actually kind of what Rogue One, that story, was a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't realize the scope of it until it was going down, until it was like, okay, this mission is actually huge, and this is a huge thing. It's very natural,
Right.
progression.
We also have Rick, because he reads a bunch of the books. So check out Jam Transmissions to hear. They talk about a lot of the books over there.
Nice.
He was ISB in the book Catalyst before he became part of the weapons research team. So then did he just keep his old uniforms? Like he was like, no, I like the white.
Yeah. They're like, you know what? Or maybe they
budget cuts.
Yeah.
You just kept whatever you had. That's why a lot of officers still were wearing stormtroopers outfits.
They're like, hey, we don't have the money.
No, that's all I got.
It's like, we're pumping all of the credits into this Death Star thing.
I mean, not supposed to say that. It's super secret.
I mean, this secret project, and that's when they're listening. Death Star. What?
Well, speaking of books, that's how secret the Death Star was, that most people in the Empire didn't even know about this thing. Like Lost Stars is a good example of that, because one of the people in that several people in that get assigned to the Death Star. And they see it for the first time and hear about it for the first time just going there.
Right.
It's just like, oh, we're being assigned to this space station, this top secret space station. Like,
we're going to be helping a lot of people.
And yeah, that's kind of where rude awakenings. But that's kind of where it comes from, is this idea of not many people at all knew, which is interesting because it's a gigantic metal ball in space.
Yeah. It's like, how do you miss that? How do they keep that under wraps?
But the question we're going to ask you guys is, do you think Krennic will be in the new Andor show? I don't know if it necessarily connects well enough unless they do have like a Krennic subplot.
Yeah.
I think it's either like a throwaway clip or a throwaway like inclusion of Krennic, or it is something along the lines of he is like the main bad guy in this. They never really meet Krennic and Cassian, but Krennic has his own subplot going on.
Right. I think it would be my opinion would be wise of them to include what was it, Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah.
I think I've seen him in a bunch of other stuff. Very big fan of his.
Yeah.
Incredible actor. So I think if you already kind of have that set up and it does work,
Right.
he could be in it. I think at this point, why would you not? Why would you not capitalize on that? It's like, give him a little bit more of a backstory, because he is an interesting character.
Yeah.
And he was in, appearance in Rogue One, and people really gravitated towards that.
Yeah.
So I would see, because that's what this is as well. It's like the precursor to Rogue One, right? So it's like, I think anything that kind of, this is more from like a business standpoint, I guess. I think anything that worked in Rogue One, I would try to expand on that as much as possible in this show.
Well, I mean, they're already getting K2SO to be back in, the series with Cassian, which I believe originally K2 was like brand new.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if I remember, K2 was like just refurbished from the Empire in Rogue One.
Yeah.
And then it's this whole thing, but they're like, you know what? Everybody loves K2. We need to bring him back for the show, because everybody does love K2SO.
Yeah, K2 is awesome. And what if we saw, you said it was just in Rogue One, just refurbished?
I believe that's what they were talking about.
What if we saw K2 before being refurbished in Andor? And then that would be kind of a cool backstory.
Maybe K2 was Krennic's personal like butler.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of cool things, like little kernels that you could expand upon.
Well, it feels like something along the lines of Solo, a Star Wars story, where it's like you don't start off the show. I mean, it might be a show with how Star Wars is going right now. Solo 2.
Right.
You don't start off the movie with just him and Chewie doing their thing. It's like there's a little prelude before they get together. So maybe it's something like that.
Yeah, that would be cool though. That's a cool take on it.
Let's see.
They're already filming. Like, we're giving them suggestions.
Jonathan said, "I want him to show up if only only so he can visit the mall installation. It needs to be canon." I don't know what that is.
No,
the mall. I mean, I know what the mall is. If it's in reference to Solo with the big squid thing.
Yeah, they're getting sucked into it.
Or is it like a mall? You know what I mean? Like a shopping mall.
The mall installation.
It's like, join the Empire. He's standing out front of like a store with some flyers.
Yeah. Please join the Empire.
Please, for the love of God, join the Empire.
That's going to be the episode in Andor where it's just like they have a day off. It's like, let's go to the mall.
Yeah, and Krennic is there with like 2 stormtroopers handing out stuff.
Join the Empire.
Vote for Pedro.
Yeah.
Vote for me. Let's see, Rick, I haven't been able to proofread this yet, so I'm bringing it on, and Logan's going to read it.
Okie dokie. I don't think Ben Mendelsohn's work schedule allows for him to be in Andor unless they work some green screen magic to insert him in as a cameo with a Tarkin. Krennic and Tarkin had major beef before Rogue One. That's cool.
They really did.
I don't know what else Ben is working on as well.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he's busy being mad.
I'm sure.
And also then being very calm and then being very mad again.
Right.
I only know actors by what they do in movies.
Right. And those are just like the roles that you saw him in, being very mad.
I like Fartley Jensen saying, "I hope they eat Auntie Anne's."
Yes.
At the mall.
Yes.
"You stand here at the Auntie Anne's service station and you don't have cinnamon swirl pretzels."
That's the start of him getting really mad.
That's what it is.
That's
end. What set it off. That was sitting inside of him for so long, and then when Tarkin takes the Death Star from him, it just all that Auntie Anne's energy.
He goes right back to that moment of Auntie Anne's. You don't go to the mall and without stopping by Auntie Anne's, even just to smell it. You know.
Said just to smell it.
Just to smell the Auntie Anne's.
You pretzels. Can smell it when you walk in a mall. Like
Maybe.
You can smell it immediately.
That could be the Cinnabon stand. We don't know.
Commodore Benty was saying that Alan Tudyk said he wasn't going to be in the first season, which
interesting.
That's interesting. I swear we're talking that up. Is it possible that it is something along the lines of he's like at the very end they steal this Imperial droid, and then season 2,
Right. Or even
it's the Cassian and K2 show.
I wonder, and maybe I'm just a total idiot here, but I wonder if they could get away with having him going along our theory of having him as kind of still part of the Empire.
Yeah.
K2 is there less personality there before he's refurbished?
Oh, for sure.
So maybe they don't necessarily need the K2 that we know, that voice, Alan Tudyk.
Yeah.
Who's brilliant, by the way, and
He
everything
is.
that he does and touches is
Mhm.
gold. No, seriously, I heard he's like Midas. Like he just touches
That's
things.
so unfortunate.
Yeah, it's not.
That's so
it's not
sad.
great. No, but you know what I mean. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, this is a lot of speculation.
We'll do one more thing here with Jonathan Marroquin talking about that mall installation. It's an Imperial facility in the middle in the mall where they designed the Death Star. They used the Death Star prototype from their Against the Republic in Legends Jedi Academy trilogy. Okay, so it's a Legends thing.
Sweet.
Yeah, I mean the mall is really cool, especially how they did the whole thing in Solo: A Star Wars Story.
Right.
I am very interested in how much we're even going to see of the Death Star in this.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to see it really at all. Why would we? You know?
It's a little early.
If it is kind of a big mystery to them, even though we've seen it a billion times, why would we need to see it again?
Maybe plans of it. We might see some sketches, some early sketches.
Some sketches.
He's just like sketching it up. You know, blueprints, I guess would be a better word. I don't know.
One of the like only things that people have written on in paper in the Star Wars universe.
You know what I mean? I don't mean, yeah. Are blueprints only with buildings, or is that's a question.
Well, in Star Wars, they would have blueprints for sure because all holograms are blue.
Right.
Yeah, that was a good one. Give me a fist bump. Even though
I don't want to.
The hologram for the Death Star was red. I'll take it back.
Zoop.
Okay. So I'm very excited about the Andor show, especially because of the people connected to it. I know I'm a huge fan of the Bourne movies. I believe you are as well.
Yeah.
So anything with that type of a kind of theming around it will be pretty exciting. But you know what else is exciting, Logan?
What?
This week
in Star Wars history,
brought to you by Logan over here.
By me.
It's a me, Logan. Go ahead and start us off, Logan.
All right. We got this week in Star Wars history, April 16th, 2015. The second teaser trailer for Star Wars The Force Awakens debuts to a packed room at Star Wars Celebration Anaheim.
Yeah.
California.
Anaheim is where the one we were supposed to have this celebration this past year, which I believe is now in 2022. Or is it 2023?
Or is it 2024?
Oh my gosh.
We just keep going with it.
Which we're going to do whatever we can to get to the next celebration. But
yes.
that is probably extremely exciting for everybody who was there to see that trailer. As I said before, I was lucky enough to be in the room when they debuted the trailer for episode 9.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh my gosh, dude. I've been to a lot of live shows. I've been to wrestling shows. I've been to, conferences. I've been to so many things. I've never been in an arena more electric than for that trailer drop. And then when Ian McDiarmid comes out.
Right.
Even and just roll it again. Because the way they even did it, you see someone walk out on stage first when you're there live.
Right.
And it's like, who is that? Then the light comes on. You don't see who it is. You see it's, someone who has like white hair or whatever. And then the big screens pick it up like basically a second after that.
Right.
And now you see his face just there and the crowd just freaking loses it, man.
I believe it.
And yeah, you can barely even see it, but the Chewie over my shoulder right there is wearing my episode 9 hat that I got from JJ.
That was your gift from JJ.
Yeah. When walking in the door, they're like, here's a gift from JJ. That's what they told us. It's like,
directly.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
He made all of them.
And then the woman took off her face and it was
JJ Abrams. You didn't believe it, I bet.
No one expects JJ Abrams.
No, they don't.
Move on to the next one here.
April 17th, 1983, the National Library Association launches a reading campaign with posters that depicted Yoda holding a book with a slogan that says, "Read, and the Force is with you." Well, that
Really?
wouldn't even be how he said it, though. Now that I'm reading that.
That Yoda holding a book with the slogan that says, "Read, and the Force is with you."
I don't, you're right? Like, that's that
Read,
doesn't-
you will, and the Force will be with you. Like something like that.
even
Just
that's a
not,
little closer, it feels.
thank you. I tried to get it closer.
Well, you know,
Even that sounded better than this.
I
It's like,
guess.
that's what I tried to do.
Right. Well, you know,
Well,
you
did it? Well, Logan, we weren't alive at that time, but would that have made you read?
It would have made me read, and then it would have made me very quickly be disappointed when I didn't get the Force, when the Force was not with me. It's like, I've been reading for years now, and I still don't have the Force. What am I doing wrong?
Yeah. See, like Trevor's saying here, read you must.
Yeah, that's killer.
That's better. I also like Siren saying, "Hello, fellow Force users." That sounds very much like a something that Stan Lee would say. "Hello, fellow Force users."
It's like,
"Hello, fellow true believers." That's what he would say about stuff.
that's his thing.
Oh, and Rick saying, "Page turners, they were not."
No,
Talking
no.
about
The Jedi texts.
The Jedi texts. All right, April 18th, 1930. Okay, I get it. It's somebody's birthday.
Yeah.
I was like, what happened in Star Wars in 1930?
Wouldn't you like to know?
And this is, I'm guessing, Clive Revill.
That's good.
Okay, Clive Revill, who voiced the Emperor in the 1980s version of The Empire Strikes Back, is born. And that's something that maybe not too many people know, because that's not like the craziest of like redos that George did,
Yeah.
was changing around the Emperor in Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
But that's something that happened. There was a different person who had the different face and a different person doing the voice of the Emperor.
And it wasn't the Jedi stunt double.
No, because the Jedi stunt double can't stay still like that. He
No.
can't. He needs to be doing flips and
Flipping
stuff.
around.
He's getting ready for the Empire Strikes Back when he jumps out of the carbonite thing and like grabs on when Luke, holds onto the thing there.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Right.
He was also born in 1930. The stunt double.
The stunt double? No, he's ageless. he ages like a Jedi.
He was
like,
born out of the Force.
a lot of the people in Star Wars are like really, really old.
Yeah.
I forget how old.
Hundreds of years.
You just throw out a number. Yeah, they're like at least 118, all of them.
At least 142. I don't know.
Go ahead and move on to the next one.
April 19th, 2012, Identities. The exhibition opens at the Montreal Science Center. I didn't know what this was, so I just did a quick Google search, and I found this great like commercial or like promo bit for this Identities, which was a Star Wars exhibition where they had like costumes, props, and characters.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess I won't try to like describe the whole thing, but it was just this really funny commercial where the security guard, funny commercial where the security guard is kind of like in the exhibition by himself, and he goes up to Darth Vader and he's like practicing fighting him with his flashlight.
That sounds hilarious.
I got like a half of a laugh out of it. Yeah, it's like the nose thing. I don't want to do it because I have too much gunk in my nose.
You have too much nose. You would just suck in all the equipment with that nose.
It's true. Well, it's an exhale. When like you're laughing, and it's like I don't want to do it. I can feel it. I'm gonna just like snot everywhere. Like you know what it is.
Sure, I'll move on here. April 20th, 1964. Andy Serkis, Supreme Leader Snoke, is born. Supreme Leader Snoke. No shirts in my ships.
No.
Kylo, take that ridiculous shirt off.
Let me see that square body. No shirts on my ship.
And that's actually a callback to when I had a dating show on our show called The Hating Game. If you want to check out those old episodes, that's in our archives, where I've tried to date several different Sith, and I'll say Supreme Leader Snoke, I passed him over. He seemed a little bit too intense for me, especially
Really?
with those parsed lips.
Yeah. It is the parsed lips. I like his rules though. The no shirts on ships.
Did you ever notice that Supreme Leader Snoke and Gollum from Lord of the Rings look very similar? Like they seem very similar to me.
They could be in the same family.
Yeah. Same way with that, like, Planet of the Apes guy.
Yeah.
Uh,
And every CGI character ever.
What's the next one, Logan?
April 21st, 2005, Indianapolis welcomes over 34,000 fans for the 4-day Celebration 3 convention.
There it was. I was like, there's one last word there, Logan. You got it.
I like to keep the suspense going.
Hey, I mean, that's
Okay.
okay. So once again, it's just this is all making me want to go back to Celebration. I don't know if you saw this recently, but a lot of people have been posting pictures of them at Celebration.
It's making me jealous.
Logan still hasn't been to one yet.
Ever.
But a lot of people have been posting stuff about it. I'm happy to see us come up with several times of people saying, like, I remember when I met Chatter Squadron, or having pictures like the one with Rick and everything. So super excited. Like we said before, we want to be there. And we're going to do everything we can to be in Anaheim in 2022, which thank you very much. Commodore Benty said 2022. So that's coming up. 2021 is flying by faster than I thought it would.
Yeah, what are we already in, like the 4th month or something?
Yeah,
Something like that.
You got confused earlier this episode of what month it was.
It's very often that I do not know what month or day it is.
Okay, well, this happened in this month and this day. In 1977, April 22nd, ILM concludes filming for A New Hope with a Star Destroyer shot. And you have down here shot 110P. Did you ever figure out what the heck that was?
No.
It sounds like, when you're on YouTube or something, and you're trying to figure out what quality you want to watch something at.
Yeah, 110p.
That would look awful.
Yeah, that'd be
It
really
would look
low.
It would look like us with our internet.
Yeah, or like season 1 Chatter Squadron.
That's a
of
good
the
point.
live show
With just a normal webcam.
And I even asked Tyler, but I was like, do you know I was like, do you know all of the times we see Star Destroyers in A New Hope? Because I was trying to narrow it down.
You asked me
like,
how many times
like,
we see
I
a
don't
Star
know.
Destroyer in A New Hope. I'm like, dude, what do you think I am? Like, either that is extremely like commandeering. No, what is the word I'm thinking of?
Commending?
Commendable or whatever. You think a lot of me to know that.
It's true.
Or you just think it's such common knowledge that everybody just goes, oh, we saw 118 times.
I believe that if I put it out there, someone would know exactly how many Star Destroyers.
Well, now we know we're going to see in the chat people just taking random guesses.
Great. That's what I did.
But hey, if you do those random guesses, that enters you in to win the art right behind us. Once again, it is bounty acquired from Acme Archives Direct. I talked about a little bit earlier in the show about what Acme Archives Direct did, and they have Lucasfilm license, but also 20th Century Fox licensed stuff. They have all kinds of things.
Yeah, it's not just Star Wars.
Yeah, we have an Aliens poster.
Yeah.
We also have an Indiana Jones poster. They have all kinds of stuff over there, so be sure to check them out. Let's see.
Know how much I love Indiana Jones.
See, there it is, Chad Benty. Yeah, it's 27.5 times.
Bam! Nice. That's the one time we see that half of a Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, though,
okay.
No, not about the many.
Is it
times.
110 times?
Yeah, this is the 110th time. No, I don't know. My initial guess was maybe like that opening crawl with the Star Destroyer.
Oh,
because that's a pretty significant shot.
That's possible.
And I doubt you know what I mean? It's not like it's filmed in order. So that could have very well been shot 110p, because that's what that is. That whatever, that's the name of the shot, the number, rather. I don't know what it is though.
But what I do know is that we are going to be going to the unknown regions where we talk about something cool outside of Star Wars. I am still going to talk about this because, like we've said before on the show, we are big nerds in general, and a new Magic the Gathering set has come out. Pre-release weekend is this weekend. There's the Logan gasp.
One per show, baby.
And then next weekend, everything comes out to buy. And I pre-ordered a booster box of some Magic cards. I've been so hyped for Strixhaven for so long.
I know.
It's basically Magic's version of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
There's 5 like houses, and each one of them has different qualities to them and whatnot.
What's your favorite one?
It's Silver Quill all the way. Silver Quill, I believe their like motto is sharp wit, oh my gosh, I did it.
I know.
Sharp wit.
It's easy to do.
Sharper style. Sharp, everybody.
Now I get to make the Tyler face.
I did not make that face.
It was something like.
Ooh. Logan said a bad word.
Is it? I don't think it's necessary.
It's like if we're talking about half of a Star Destroyer, that word is like half of a bad word.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's definitely.
But no, I would be Silver Quill. They're basically the Slytherin of the of Strixhaven, which I am a Slytherin. Do you know what your house is in Hogwarts?
No.
No?
If
Really?
I had to get, like, I've never done one of the tests, but if I had to guess, it would probably be Slytherin because Ravenclaw
too smart.
Yep. I'm not that smart. I'm not sure what
Hufflepuff, like they really love like, discovering things. They really love kind of quizzes in a way. They really I'm
not good at quizzes.
But you know what I mean? They really like puzzles and that type of stuff.
I like puzzles. I don't know if I like it enough for that to be like what I am.
Well, the biggest thing for me when it comes to Slytherin, and I guess this is a question for people who are still hanging on in the unknown regions, what house are you in Hogwarts?
Yeah.
But for me with Slytherin, it's the ambition. That's the biggest thing. My other one is Gryffindor for like stick-to-itiveness, headstrong or whatever. But Slytherin, I just connect so much with the idea of like, I want to do the best I possibly can.
Right.
And I think a lot of people, because of the books and the movies, like Slytherin are the bad guys.
That's why I think I would be them.
Right. And that's how Silver Quill is in Strixhaven, is because their color identity is black-white. So this kind of this law and order, this truth and justice, this, whatever. But they, at the end of the day, they believe that they are the best.
Right.
And they're kind of the poets and they're kind of the public speakers and they're kind of all the stuff. But a big part of it too is that they wear all black. We have Toph back here chasing her tail.
She only chases her tail when I'm around.
She really does. My cat really loves to chase her tail to get like Logan's attention or something.
She's showing off for me. It's working.
But Silver Quill wears all black, which is kind of my normal fashion when I'm not on a show or anything like that. But I think when it comes to Strixhaven, you might be a Prismari.
Maybe.
Because Prismari are the drama kids of them.
I love my drama.
Which they're red-blue. So, well, you're red.
Yeah.
You're
I was red, white, and black.
Yes.
Definitely black for sure.
And I'm black, red, and blue.
I'm not a huge fan of blue.
We took quizzes on
that. I did take a quiz on
what our magic color identities would be.
I don't know if I believe it. I don't know if I believe the quiz. What does that put me in? What house does that put me in? Not trusting.
Not trusting. Oh, that's totally a blank.
I think jumping back to the houses of Harry Potter, I always growing up would have like loved to envision myself as a Gryffindor just because they were always the main, Harry Potter, Hermione, Ron, Gryffindor. But I don't think I'm that good hearted. They're like really solid people. I'm a little bit evil, Yeah. Just a little bit. Just a fun amount of evil.
Here we go. We have some people who know more than us. Siren is saying Hufflepuffs are excellent finders.
I like my keys. I lose them, then I find them. Hufflepuff.
I don't know if that... we got Trevor saying Hufflepuff is the comedy relief house. So maybe we're Hufflepuffs. That's a good point too. Never mind.
That's a good point.
We got Commodore Benty saying that we're a bunch of nerds. That's very, very, very true.
That's true.
Jonathan Marroquin is saying he's Ravenclaw all the way. You can see my robes in my profile picture.
Nice.
There we go. In the corner there. That's very true. I believe that's a wand and a lightsaber.
Ooh.
And then Trevor's also saying Tyler will redeem the Slytherin name. I don't want to redeem anybody's name.
It's like, I want to keep it right where it's at.
And I think that's a good example of being a Slytherin, is that type of mentality that I think both of us have, which is just like, people will often say like, oh, well, if you think that, then you must believe this, or I think this is the right way to do things. But we've always very much been like, no, I'm not going to say that. I don't agree with that.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that.
It's very, do it your own way.
Exactly.
It's like, I'm not going to do it like that. No matter how many people are.
Right.
If there's a better way, it's like work work smarter, not harder. You know, like if I have
Big time.
to take a little bit of a shortcut because I think it might work out. No,
Yeah.
I'm getting off topic.
Well, no,
I don't think it's about taking shortcuts.
You're about to get incriminated. What are you talking about? What shortcuts are you taking? You know, just say I make a little bit less in my tax returns.
Right.
Bump
You guys know
down
about insider
my
trading?
tax bracket.
Just like I like to cheat on my taxes.
I like to start a small fire in a gas station and steal stuff while the person's putting it out. You know, just
one
standard
time
stuff.
I started a small fire in my room just to see if it would burn, and it did. It burned the whole carpet, really singed it.
All of the carpet or just one spot?
It burned a small spot, and then we were like, "Oh man, we're gonna get in trouble, and my dad's gonna come down and see that there's a burn mark." So what we did in that bit of moment of panic was we're like, we'll just say we dumped Pepsi on it because there's a light carpet, brown, dark burn mark.
This is what Pepsi does to your stomach.
This is what Pepsi does. Don't drink it. No. And so we dumped some Pepsi on it because we're like, well, they won't believe, like it smells kind of burnt, but if we dump Pepsi on it, then they'll smell it. They'll go to smell it and it'll smell like Pepsi. It worked. We dumped Pepsi on it. The first thing my dad did was be like, well, I don't know, and smelled it. And he's like, that smells like Pepsi. Checked out. I was like, did we just get away with lighting a fire?
Does he still not know?
No, we've told him.
Oh, when did this happen? Last month?
Yeah.
Here's a fire that I started. Remember in my basement, we used to have like just a cement floor before we had which we smacked our heads on that thing so many times.
Oh yeah.
But before we had carpet, it was just cement, and then we had different carpets and everything. So one time I had there was a napkin here that I could show, but like one of those white standard napkins, you know. No, that's
what about
a tissue.
Used tissue? Okay.
White standard like napkin, right? And I probably was about 9 or something. I just lit it on fire just to see what it would do. And man, those things catch on fire really quick. So I dropped it and it landed on, a rug, and then I stomped it out basically. But that rug had like a burnt, like hamburger on it at all, for the rest of the time they had that thing. And I don't even know if I ever told them or they ever figured it out. I mean, we had 3 boys in my house growing up. I'm sure there was several things that they would just walk in and see something and be like, is this enough of a reason to bring it up, or are we just going to be okay?
Yeah. Just like random things that are a little bit broken or a little bit burnt. That's what you have with 3 boys.
Rick, I once got in a car accident and quickly poured Pepsi on the hood of the other guy's car.
Like, hey, it wasn't my car. It was the Pepsi.
Hey, and Logan and I's fathers were cops as well.
That's even better.
If you got in an accident in the Cleveland area, Rick, just like a hot, someone with Hansaker on their name tag, where it's just like, all right, so what seems to...
Is that Pepsi?
All right, lock this guy up over here.
Yeah, he dumped Pepsi on it. That's so good too.
No, Pepsi covers up anybody's faults.
Oh, okay.
Not this guy smells like Pepsi, lock him up. I mean, maybe that is how the justice system works, but I'm not going to make that commentary on this episode.
You can't drink Pepsi and drive, man. It's against the rules. It's against the laws.
Either way, getting back to the Strixhaven thing, I'm really excited because I love Magic the Gathering. I love opening packs, especially. And I want to give a shout out to the people that I do pre-order my packs and my Magic with, which is Superscript here in Lakewood, Ohio, right next to Cleveland, where you can dump Pepsi on a car
and get away with it.
Yep. That's something we will endorse. But Superscript, really, really awesome people. And we are planning on doing, once the world opens up again later in the summer, we're planning on doing a live show with them for Free Comic Book Day.
Yep.
But you can check them out, Superscript, basically everywhere they have social media. They do comics, they do tabletop stuff, they do Magic the Gathering. I think they even do some Pokemon. They cover a whole wide range of things.
Yeah.
Siren is asking, is Coke okay? I don't know.
It might have been Coke or maybe Pepsi.
There's
One of
something in. Well, Logan, we have to know.
Yeah.
Now
people are going to start my facts wrong.
Maybe it was Dr. Pepper, and you're just throwing everybody off.
I would never waste Dr. Pepper. I would go down.
That's a very good point.
Burning the whole house down before I wasted a drop of Dr. Pepper, and I will go on record saying that.
I highly agree with that one. I don't know how we both became like such big fans of Dr.
23
Pepper.
flavors.
That's a good point.
You know?
Some people call them 23s because of that.
Really?
Some people are like, yo, can I have a 23? Because they got the
23
big
flavors.
23 flavors. Sorry, while you were
Checking out,
buffering for me there, I'm going to put their Facebook, Superscript Ohio, in the chats.
How many flavors is too many in a drink?
I think 24. I think that's why they stopped right there.
Yeah, they're like, ooh, one more flavor and we are going to teeter.
I think they used all the good flavors that would pair together. and the rest they were just like throwing in, I don't know, there's no other flavors. What about garlic? No, that's awful.
It's already in there. Little known fact.
Yeah, that's number 14.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to show people anything unless you want to know what I pulled for Strixhaven. But
me? Do I want to know?
If you want to know, but if anybody
know.
wants to know what I pulled, I guess I'll show them on my social media. The Tyler Bucks. What is your personal Instagram?
The Tyler Bucks.
Oh wow!
They let us know. I don't know.
We're like those couples with a group Facebook. You know what I mean?
I'm actually just the dog on the face. You gave me my own personal page.
You have an Instagram where I post pictures of you with like
running, fetching, catching frisbees.
Yeah, putting a bow tie on you and holding a treat so you take a good picture. Oh, there he is, Logan.
I'll always take a good picture for a treat, for a good kibbles and bits. No, I don't know. I like dog treats. No, we're getting way off topic now. I don't know what my thing is. I think I'm just Logan Honsaker. Pretty boring.
Hey, you got it though. I had to do the Tyler Bucks because a lot of people like to pretend their last name's Bucks.
Right. And you're the only one.
I am the one. But if you guys want to go to all these links, that'd be amazing. But feel free to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Chatter Squadron. Rise the ranks over there. We would like to thank everybody for tuning in. And Logan, is there anything else you would like to leave the people with?
I would like to leave the people with one more shout out for our Commodores. For our patrons. Yeah. So we'll go with Commodore Marroquin,
Commodore
Rayside, and
Commodore Benty.